Banem.
Wayner, how you doing, guys?
Oh, it's been a while.
It's been a little bit, but we had a trip to Florida for you.
Yep.
A couple root canals, one each,
One each. Jesus.
and not
Brutal.
not pre-planned. It just so often it happened.
But they crack,
Teeth
Roll.
crack and life goes on. But excuse me, we'll do a show here today. Another beautiful day and beautiful river.
Not really. It's like 67 and shitty. But
But actually, you know what?
it's not bad.
I like this. Let's say like this year round.
Instead of the big hot, the heat, yeah.
I don't need the 85. This is
Oh,
awesome.
no, 85 sucks.
You sit on the deck at night. The Sunday was beautiful here. But anyways,
Yeah.
let's
Let's start out. Let's talk a little bit about Eichel winning the cup. We have some comments on that. So here's my view, and Tom, please chime in. The whole Eichel thing, he's gone. We got Tuck, we got Krebs, we got Oslin. I don't care that he carried the cup. I care more about that a sixth-year team won the Stanley Cup.
yeah, the rules.
The
allowed
Bettman
them
rules
to
with
get better players, and they didn't start off like the Sabres did in '70,
like anybody
or the
did.
Islanders, or any of those early teams.
Right.
Jack winning the cup, good for him. One thing that's kind of cool, the American guy won it before the Canadian guy.
Yeah.
Good for him. And could have been Conn Smythe.
Yeah, he was close. He was second in balloting. I think he was a little bit of a piss spot here, but I think he played hard. He's a talented kid, did what he could. He's gone now. Okay, let's forget it. But I just want the Sabres to win. And I think when you look at what we got for him and what we ended up Tage Thompson for O'Reilly, and Reinhardt's gone, and we got Levi. These are the things we got to build on. Let's not go.
Yeah, and in all fairness to Jack too, he was immature. He's 18.
Yeah.
And these kids, we've said in our show thousands of times, they're not used to making a team good. They're used to just going to a good team.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him for that. And
Imagine being 18 and signing $1 million contracts and playing hockey.
and then mishandled by Kruger and Bilesma.
Oh my God.
And all the
clowns.
shit. So no, I have no ill toward him. I just want one.
We just want to win.
Good for
I'm
him.
so sick of it.
And I'm kind of glad because we said in our show too.
Mhm.
We did say this. You guys can all
Look it up. One of
Jack was
1,700
built
shows.
more for the playoffs
Yeah,
than
he's
a
big,
smaller
strong
guy
kid.
like McDavid. And so good for him. And just give me one.
We just want one, and especially after 64 years. Well, this year will be 64 for the Bills, 54 for the Sabres, and we got none. Now, yeah, you can count the AFC or AFL championships. We're not counting it for this discussion. But anyway, at this point, we got it. People said a couple things. People said to me, they went, "Well, Jack, what was the whole thing? What the Sabres wouldn't do his neck surgery, blah blah blah." Well, first of all, I think they were done with Jack, and I think that was part of it. And secondly, if you're sitting there and you're the Pagulas, right, and you're looking at this, and your doctors are saying, "No, this is not a wise thing to do," and you got $80 million on the line, which are guaranteed in the NHL. Maybe you'd think twice too.
With a guy that you're done with because of his maturity and how it was mishandled, and many doctors across the league said no, not just the Sabre doctors.
Yeah,
I think
that's
if it's Jack Quinn or maybe a Tage Thompson,
they probably look into it more.
it's different.
'Cause
They were done with that, and they didn't want to take the risk to keep that baggage on any longer. I.e. Ehrhoff and Leno.
Yeah, they don't need all that.
No, it just wasn't a deal that work out here. So
But the reality is the owner sold their soul, and the Kraken's doing the same thing. We got Dickie Duff, and we got clowns in 70. And for people who said, well, what if the Sabres would have won in 74, 75? Would you say the same thing? And I'd say yes, because the guys we got that first year were almost all were a joke.
the Sabres,
That was built by...
in expansion back then, what Wayne's saying is we're aging players on their way out.
Way
Reggie
out.
Fleming, Donnie Marshall, Phil Goyette.
Yeah.
We traded
Dickie
our
Duff,
waiver draft guy for Roger Crozier
Yeah.
and stuff. These the Seattle Kraken, the way the expansion rules are set up now, they kind of rape the current NHL teams.
They do,
Their
because of the
farm
money.
team, and how many years have the Kraken been around? Their farm team's
2.
in the championship of
the
AHL.
They're versus Hershey.
'Cause
So
they rip people off.
they're deep, and the rules allowed it, and it's kind of a damn
It
shame.
wasn't good
so.
drafting or anything. It was we'll give you so and so to not take so and so.
Yeah, or we'll give you a number one to not take so and so.
No, it's crap. So that's why I think we're more upset with Vegas than anything
it's the town.
else.
And they're sitting there. One guy has a sign up this last night. We've waited 6 long years for this. I wanted to freaking kill him and puke on him. We've waited 54 years. But anyway, so enough about that. But, they're done. I don't care. How about ours? That's all I care. And I think they're on the way. So that's good. Drafts in 2 weeks. We'll talk more about that down the road. But regarding the Bills, we all know the Stephon Diggs stuff. We don't know the details. Apparently he showed up today at minicamp and everything's fine. It's kumbaya. Everybody loves each other.
He practiced. Josh's first pass was over his head, and he flipped the FU sign to Josh.
Did.
So I don't know what's going on with that.
He took the Gatorade and threw it. I don't know what the fuck's going on. No, but on a serious note, there's a lot of things talking about how, the Brit breakup, it screwed him up before the night of the playoff game, and Josh wasn't into it. And, whatever it was, here's what I have to say. These aren't robots, they're human beings. And if Josh was screwed up by, I can't say it live, by a woman, then he was. He's human. And, let's get on to win a championship. Stop the baby shit.
And not to put blame on anybody, like we saw Steph yelling at Josh on the sidelines. I can't say that he was wrong because Josh was giving up the open plays for the long plays.
For the bullshit.
Bottom line with all of it is, move on. It's
just
a game.
Win, baby.
It's a game, and I'm going to bring up the Bandits, and you're going to vomit. But the Bandits had a team with guys on it for many years that had never won a championship. We've won 4, but we have this core
been a long time,
hadn't won. And I'm going to lose the years, but they had gone to the finals and lost. They won the first one home, lost the second game, and in the mini game that they used to do as a tiebreaker, they were up by. It was tied 10-10. With a minute to go, and they had the ball. And something stupid happened. Their team took it, went down, scored, and they lost the World Championship of lacrosse with 10 seconds to go, i.e. 13 seconds.
Right.
Then they had the best team in lacrosse, and COVID hit, and the season's canceled.
They canceled it, yeah.
Second year of COVID came. They didn't, play a season.
You drunk?
These guys, meanwhile, you talk to your window, they're aging while all this is going on. They don't freeze in time. Then they got to the finals. These are 18-game regular seasons.
Why don't they
plus
freeze
playoffs.
in time? We can't do that yet?
Because we can't yet, but
okay.
Give me going on that.
Okay.
But then won one, lost one, and lost the game here. Well, the team tweaked some players, made some moves.
And didn't bitch and cry about it.
Didn't bitch and cry. Everybody practiced hard. And this year, they brought it home.
Yeah.
And it's hard to win championships. So bring up your big boy pants and go to work.
Go to work. Come on,
Josh
Steph.
or Steph.
$24 million, buddy. It's
and not to blame him, but we could be in a playoff game next year and he drops the ball.
Right. And we're going to have the team go nuts on you?
No, come on. It's a game.
And your
we
team,
go
you're
as
a
hard as we
teammate.
can. You got guys like Jordan Poyer, who had to be driven across the country because of a collapsed lung.
Yeah.
Hyde had a neck surgery done. Come on, guys, it isn't easy to win a championship in any sport.
It's brutal. It's brutal.
And we can all bellyache, but it doesn't. And of course, we get nothing but sports speculation here. I don't care what Josh or Steph was upset about, right? Mm-hmm. Joe Namath was completely plowed and won a Super Bowl.
Like the next day.
The Cowboys had a house,
floating whorehouse.
They had a floating whorehouse. I mean, just win, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they beat us twice badly.
So none of that bothers me. I'm not blaming anybody. Let's just win. It's a game. Let's win.
Just win, baby.
And culture. Well, they mock out the culture again. Well, it doesn't mean anything. Well, if you listen to Jack Eichel, it's great being here. We love each other in the room.
Yeah, so it's not just Buffalo.
Yeah, so stop the nonsense. I just want one. Good for Jack. Congrats.
Yeah, whatever.
And I want one.
Probably still, probably celebrating with the little Basil girl.
Well, but don't we can't bellyache all that stuff. It's a game, and Vegas won theirs in 6 years. Why can't we just win one?
I just asked the good Lord, please look down on this city. We're sick of it.
Just one.
We're sick of heartache.
Just one, and let's go. So I don't care about Steph. I don't care why he was here, why he wasn't here. Who gives two shits? He's here. Let's play. There's a lot of divas in sports.
Yeah, there are.
There really
are.
Vegas Golden Knights won with rolling the dice, firing coaches, trading and giving up draft picks and everything.
Yeah.
The Denver Nuggets won by building from the draft.
Yeah, there's different ways to do it. And you know what? When Murray was here, he tried it the Las Vegas way. He tried all the trades with Ryan O'Reilly,
Right.
Evander Kane, the goaltender that was drunk half the time. We tried that, and it didn't work. And so there's ways to do it. I like the way Adams is doing it.
I think Kevin Adams and Donnie Granato are right on.
Yep.
And I'm heart and soul in with them, and let's see what happens.
Right. I'm sorry, I got up early this morning. So anyway, that's that. We'll talk more about Sabres draft coming up, but excited about the team. And then now we can get into a little bit of shit stickery.
News and notes with the country. Today's Flag Day. God bless this country. I love this country, but I found myself not even flying my American flag like I used to because I'm just so disgusted in where things have gone.
Yeah.
Crime is through the roof, inflation, everything. But more importantly, each administration can have their ideas and what would work and what doesn't. But this anti-American type thing that this administration's running is really upsetting me. But more importantly, it's almost satanic.
You said more importantly twice.
Well,
so which is more important?
All of it. And this satanic shit that's going on. Now, the White House the other day on Pride Day, and by the way, the Stars and Stripes, and it's right over there in the corner. It's going to rain, so I don't have it hanging, whatever. That's a pride flag. It's also a BLM flag. Mm-hmm. It's also an Irish.
It represents
Italian.
all of us.
It's all of us because
always
nowhere on the planet can you get away with the crap that you want to get away with here unless you're backed by those Stars and Stripes, right?
Exactly.
And what's going on? He had a Pride Day the other day. By the way, in Hamburg, they took down a POW flag to fly a pride flag. I mean, really?
It's that I will never allow that to be okay, ever.
He had people out on the lawn, and Joe Biden told us this, and you can look it up. It's not me making it up.
Yep.
His grandfather, when he was 10, so that's
Joey
70 years ago.
71 years
sat
ago.
him down because the two males next door were kissing, and the grandfather said, "Joe, that's just a sign of true love." The hell that happened?
That never happened. Back then they'd shoot him.
The hell that happened?
Joey, that's true love, Joey.
And it's just crap. Now,
he's a liar. He's a blatant liar.
I don't care about gay. I have gay friends. Awesome for them.
So do I.
But this transgender freak show that's going on now, that Biden calls the most bravest people he's ever met. The other day on the
bravest
White
people I ever
House
met.
lawn, our World War II
World
vets,
War II,
and Army vets, Marine
Vietnam,
vets, whatever.
That's the bravest people on earth.
This
But go ahead. And the
freak
cops
show
that go in these firefights.
On our lawn of the White House,
right?
A young girl took her shirt off to show scars where her tits were.
Where they used to be.
And a young boy showed where he had his tits. This is a freak show.
Mengele.
What doctors mutilate children? And I don't know what's going on here. And then Grand Luc Pierre tells us, well, transgenders, they should be allowed to compete with girls. No.
And by the way, there's a poll of Americans. 70% say absolutely not.
We're saying no. Men compete against men. Girls compete against girls. We've got to stop this, guys.
Oh, by the way, did you see the new definition of women? Those that are not men. So in other words, now everything's a woman that's not a man. It's absurd. So the other day I was in Florida and they had a gay pride thing going on, which again, whatever.
Who cares?
Right. But what they did is, and I know everybody hates DeSantis, but what I liked about it was the gay pride, everything was open, everything was outside, everything was great. But the what do you call them? The shows. The
drag queen. This drag queen thing now.
The drag queen shows were indoors and you had to be 18. And I have no problem with that.
Who cares? It's porno.
Yeah. I mean, I know.
By the way, the LA Dodgers had Pride Night. Okay, gay, great, right? But they brought in a group that danced and gyrated on the cross.
That's
nobody
had
fucks with the Quran.
Yeah.
But if you're
Christian,
homosexual and under Muslim law, you're done.
You shoot you.
What are you doing with the Catholic faith and
Yeah, they had
the
a guy.
Bible?
They were dressed up as Jesus and writhing on the cross.
What are
This
you
is
doing?
disgusting at a Dodgers game. This is disgusting, and it's got to stop. And there's no Lord anymore.
And this drag queen horseshit. Who the hell gives a shit about a Marilyn Monroe with a wiener? I mean, who's kidding who? And I really want a fireside chat with Joey B or Cammy Giggles, and let's read Flamer, one of the books that DeSantis banned.
Yeah.
Or
read it to children.
Gender
Flamer.
queer.
Yeah.
Let's read it on
Flamer.
national TV.
Yeah. Let's see
Because
who turns off the
parents,
set.
when these parents come into these board meetings at these schools and read it, they're shut up immediately. We don't need this shit. Our kids can't count.
Yeah, well put.
And they have a hard time reading and understanding anything. It used to be 80% understood in editorial. It's got to be 10% now.
Can I jump in there about, and I posted this the other day, this happened in Florida at a Walmart. So you go to the self-checkouts, and they have somebody there to make sure you're not robbing stuff, right? By the way, Walmart's in Florida, there's nobody, you have to go to self-checkout. Nobody's even open. No. But anyway, you go to the self-checkout, and this guy was double bagging. There were plastic bags. And the woman said, you can figure out gender and race. Said to him, why are you double bagging? You're costing us money. And he said, well, because these don't hold anything, they're going to rip through. And she said, well, you're putting too much in them. Why don't you use 2 bags, but put a little bit less in each? And he goes, well, that's the same thing. Whether I double bag and use and all the products, or split the products and use 1 bag, I'm using the same number of bags. And she says, no, you're double bagging. So you're doubling the amount of bags. He's going, you don't understand. If I put the milk in one and the orange juice in another instead of the 1 double bag, I'm still using 2 bags. She goes, no, you're double bagging. I mean, are you effing kidding me?
I got 4 bags. No, our kids.
It's absurd.
Our kids can't read and write, right? But we can see pictures
Johnny's pee-pee
of a penis and proper lubrication. All right, everybody, I'm going to say it again. These books that are being banned aren't red spot, blue spot, green spot, go. They're how to give a proper BJ. It's bullshit. It's porno. Why don't we put Penthouse and Playboy in these so we can see a real clam?
Let's go hustle.
Because
let's go
this
pure filth.
is Satan.
Pure filth.
But if you want, Google that White House fiasco on the front lawn.
Yeah. There were pictures. It was blotted out, but there was a guy with, tits, and there was a girl with scars. I mean,
scars where tits used to be. What doctor is taking a young girl's tits off?
Anyway.
What jack off?
So,
I wonder if he could take mine off.
I need some surgery.
No, guys, it's not a laughing matter. And I'm going to end quick here, too, because the crime here in Chick to Vegas is through the roof. My brother had his 2nd car stolen.
Yep.
His girlfriend had a Kia. They took her Kia. All right. The Chickamauga police showed up and said, well, "Why the hell did you buy a Kia?" All right. So
what a great way to look at crime.
The liquor store that was robbed on Harlem, I guess the first thing they said is, "Why are you opening a liquor store?
Why do you have a liquor store with a glass window?"
Could we do something to stop this? How about grabbing these little punks and putting them in work camps? And I'd like to get a town meeting and say, could we set up like a fake Kia?
Yeah.
Where we set up a trap, catch them, and do something about it.
Instead of catching them, can we just blow them away?
And by the way, George Soros, who's retiring and handing the whole operation over to his son,
you're all over.
Alex,
you're all over the place.
Bans no crime for anybody.
Yeah, there's no
and
crime.
That's why
no crime.
This is happening. I'm not all over there because the crime is being dropped off because they don't prosecute any of these.
Well, then they found your brother's car. What were they doing?
Well, the punks were driving and wrecking a Little League baseball field in Buffalo.
On the east side.
Because it was raining out, so they were doing put ruts in them. So they wrecked the field from kids that are trying to have fun.
Right.
But yet, if something happened, my brother's an ex-police officer. If he came out and confronted those kids, God forbid, shot one of them, it would be another death of a neurosurgeon.
Yeah, the next neurosurgeon.
And the Viper Trail from GR, when I don't name names,
Talcum
would fly in. The Viper Trail of Talcum would fly in and say, "A neurosurgeon
was killed."
Well, I'm sure loved to go fishing.
My baby. No, I think, and the cop told Bob that if we catch them, they're gone in an hour, and they're out the next night doing the same
like
thing.
Like the children's laughter.
That has to stop. You're stealing. Okay. You remember when felony? It used to be a felony when you stole something of so much value. Like if it was a candy bar, that's a misdemeanor. But when it's an automobile that's worth 30 grand, well, that's nothing now.
By the way, they found my brother's girlfriend's car. It's going to take weeks to repair because they slammed it and everything. Yet he's still making the car payments on it.
Yep. Yep.
All right, where's Tim Kennedy and these guys for this?
It's absurd, and it's got to stop. No.
The illegals, fellas and girls, I'm going to warn you, these illegals are being put up in big-time hotels. It's all on the American taxpayers' dime, and they're coming here because our governor, whose grandfather worked at Bethlehem Steel, her veins are filled with steel. I wish they'd rust.
Yeah, that's what
Because
she
she's
said.
a
My
joke.
veins are steel.
She's a joke.
Give everything away, and it's wonderful. You know, I was going to say something too. Now, the other day.
It's a revolving door here.
Yeah, it is. Who's coming in here?
I don't know.
So the other day there was a at the Capitol.
Why is it a black SUV? Men in black.
They're all coming out. Oh boy.
Tommy Tune's open?
Hey, Marco, we're doing a show right now.
Oh.
We'll be with you in just a sec. Go
So-
into the front door, buddy.
We'll be right there. So
We're almost
anyway,
done.
long story short, I was going to say we're at the Capitol building.
Don't yell, Baba Booey.
Bubba boy.
We're at the Capitol building. I think it was yesterday, and they started some black chorus group started the national anthem, and one of the Capitol police officers stopped it and said somebody will be offended, and he stopped our national anthem. Now, somebody said to me, "Well, you can't. You know, that's not the politics. That's not that. It's some wayward Capitol police officer." Here's what I say to that: when anybody in America of any public, he's a public official. When any public official in America says that we can't say the national anthem, that'll tell you the kind of woke situation we're in now. When you're walking on eggshells so that you can't say the national anthem, we got to make sure that little Sally over there with a wiener isn't. You know, I'm done with it.
I'm done with woke. Woke is a friggin' joke.
And it's too far now.
I'm done with it.
Walking
Fight
on
back.
eggshells.
And guys, it's parade season. 4th of July parade. Grab those baby kissers, give them a good squeeze and say, screw woke, and screw, I want natural gas, and I want carbon emissions. And the fires from Canada, bad forestry. Stop the lies, stop the lies, stop the lies.
Well spoken. Now, you and I might be going to one of those. Maybe we can see one of
I
our...
just might, and I'll be out. If you're a Demi and you're kissing babies with the bill schedule, I'm going to give you a big squeeze. No, seriously, guys, smarten up. Love yous,
Yeah.
right?
I don't love you, but...
I do.
I'm
But
just
this
kidding.
country, and I'm not flying the flag on Flag Day because I'm just totally disgusted, but this shit stick in office, he's a criminal. He's a criminal.
You know,
And,
and we should say that too. The Clintons and Trump and Shitstick all were caught with classified material, and yet one is being indicted.
What's the office that grabs all those books? Can I just ask a question? Who the hell's working in that?
Oh
The
yeah,
archives.
Department of Justice.
No, the archives, because
walk
everybody
right out.
counts out with bookloads
Box
of shit.
loads.
And
The
guys,
ones
I'm
you
not-
took, when you move. Box loads.
I'm not backing Trump.
No, I'm not backing
right?
Trump either.
He's
What he
showing
did
this
was
is
wrong.
the invasion of Iraq.
Yeah,
Look
that
at this here. We're gonna come in here. We're gonna get the Taliban, and we're gonna kill a camel here.
If he
No,
did what they said, then he's an asshole.
But
well,
shit
you know that
sticks
anyway.
got him laying next to his car, and his son's.
I
his
got
son's
a
with
Corvette.
Chinese whores.
I got a Corvette. I got him next to the vet. And then
Show me the money.
Clinton was a complete joke. She had everything declassified on an open server. But we're gonna pick one person out and persecute. What are the other ones? I'm done with it.
And the minute they get him out of the picture,
Yeah.
they'll go after DeSantis, and
And
he's
the next
wrong.
one.
He's a
Scott.
Nazi. He's a
Yep.
Nazi. He's a Nazi.
Scott.
No, the books he's burning are porno. And if you're out there, guys, look it. It's not Run Scott, Blue Scott, 3 Scott, 4, 6 Scott, 7 Scott, 8 Scott, more. Oh. It's porno.
You've
But
lost
anyways,
your mind.
I-
All right. Well, listen. Everybody have a great week. Stef's in camp. Maybe the Bills can turn this around, and we'll talk next week.
And I just want to say hello to my buddy Timmy in New York. Timmy was up on the 5th floor of his apartment building, suntanning in the smoke from the Canadian wildfires. You gotta love that.
No, he's
That's
a-
a guy with a set of.
Yeah, oranges. Yeah, he's a sick puppy. But shout out to my brother who is with his granddaughter, and they're going on a cruise tomorrow on Disney. Mike, I know there's a lot of hassle. I'm glad you're taking her. Good
It
stuff.
was an ordeal, but we got him on there. And stay away from the doggone banana ride.
All right, guys, take care.
Love you guys. Victory in France.
Stop saying you love them.